Welcome back to our channel, Soap fans. Today is a beautiful, albeit slightly chaotic day in the General Hospital universe. Grab your coffee, take a deep breath, and let's get into the absolute madness that is the latest news from Port Charles and beyond. Oh my god, I'm screaming. I literally cannot even deal right now. I am shaking. Okay, but listen, I was sitting there on my kitchen island, literally just eating my dinner, having some pasta, minding my own absolute business. And I was scrolling through my feed like a normal person, and I literally choked. I dropped my fork. It clattered against the plate so loud my dog barked. I had to pause and text my friend immediately because I was like, are you serious right now? I am actually physically screaming in my house. My jaw dropped to the floor. Could this really be true? Are we actually losing her? That's what literally every single General Hospital fan is asking right now, and I am having a full-blown meltdown about it. We are talking about Nancy Lee Grahn, okay? The absolute legend, the icon, Alexis Davis herself. Okay, wait, let me back up because I am getting way too ahead of myself and my heart is beating so fast. So, there is this massive rumor going around, which is insane by the way, that Nancy might have quit the soap. I'm dead. I am literally deceased at the thought of this. She posted this thing on social media that has everyone absolutely spiraling, including me. She basically hinted that she is taking this huge massive step with her future, and people are convinced she is done with General Hospital. Did General Hospital star Nancy Lee Grahn actually quit the soap? I honestly don't know if I can survive this if it's true. She has been Alexis Davis for so long. She is the fabric of Port Charles. She is the drama. She is the legal and sometimes illegal compass of that town. So here's what happened. Nancy recently shared that she is in Canada. Yes, Canada. Our friendly neighbors to the north. And honestly, with everything going on back home in America right now, like the drama at the White House Correspondents' Dinner and just the general state of the world, it's no wonder she made a beeline for the border. I don't blame her. I've looked up flights to Vancouver like 3 times this week myself. But is Nancy someone who is actually willing to leave everything behind in Los Angeles and start completely over? Leave Port Charles, leave the set, leave us. That's what we all want to know, and I am obsessively refreshing her pages trying to find out. Oh wait, before that happened actually. I forgot to mention earlier, but back in January, she already hinted at this. She literally hinted that she might be leaving California for Canada. So this isn't even a sudden thing. She's been plotting this. She's been planning her great escape. And not only that, but it seems like she's also looking for a romantic partner while she's at it too. I can't breathe. She is so iconic for this. She shared this picture of both her and her daughter, Kate, Grahn, on her Instagram page, and Kate is gorgeous, by the way, insanely talented, and Nancy wrote this caption that literally sent me into orbit. She wrote to her fans, "Dear Canada, I hate my country under the Trump regime. I'm looking to escape." The audacity, the absolute iconic energy of just posting that. I am obsessed with her. But wait, it gets better. If that weren't enough, she also added, "I'm an unattached single mom of a 27-year-old who is also unattached and single plus insanely talented. We both are accepting proposals from those who are our perfect matches. You know who you are. Psychopaths and emotionally stunted men need not apply. Thank you." I'm screaming. Psychopaths and emotionally stunted men need not apply. I literally laughed out loud so hard my neighbor probably heard me. Because honestly, think about Alexis Davis for a second. Think about her character's history. Alexis has literally only dated psychopaths and emotionally stunted men. I am yelling at my screen right now just thinking about it. Julian Jerome, psychopath. Sonny Corinthos, emotionally stunted mobster. Rick Lansing. Do not even get me started on Rick Lansing. The irony of Nancy Lee Grahn putting out a personal ad saying no, psychopaths, when her character has literally been held hostage. Gaslit and betrayed by the most unhinged men in Port Charles history is just too good. It is chef's kiss. It is art. Wait, did I already say that? Whatever. Anyway, what is really going on with Nancy Lee Grahn is she actually moving to Canada for good. While no one knows for certain, one thing is for sure, she's not looking to stick around where things are bad for too long. But here's hoping that she doesn't leave the fictional city of Port Charles behind, right? Because what are we going to do without Alexis? The town has already fallen apart. I mean, seriously. Port Charles is a complete and utter mess right now, and they need Alexis more than ever. Let's just look at her daughters right now. Christina is out here getting a blast from the past because Ethan Lovett just blew back into town. Yes, Ethan. He reunited with Lulu down at Pier 55, And now he's showing up at Sonny's house asking for a mob job because Jason Morgan is gone. And Christina is literally making hard eyes at him again. Christina is feeling that old attraction, pulling her toward Ethan. And Ethan is looking at her like he might actually reciprocate now that she's older and wiser. Sparks are flying. And Ethan is completely unhinged right now because he wants to murder Jens Sidwell for what he did to Holly Sutton. But Sonny is telling him to hold back, and Rick Lansing is standing there looking at Ethan like he's a spy. It is so dramatic. Christina is in the middle of this mob war waiting to happen. And Alexis is just going to peace out to Toronto, who is going to yell at Christina for making bad choices. And don't even get me started on Molly. Molly just got released from General Hospital after her endometriosis surgery, right? Dr. Frida Navarro gave her a clean bill of health. So Molly's at Cafe Cherie with Cody Bell celebrating her book news. And she suggests they go back to her apartment for a private romantic celebration. You know what I mean. But Cody, who is honestly being so sweet but also so frustrating, is being way too overprotective. He refuses her. He literally tells her, sorry, Molly, that's not good enough. Because he doesn't want to hurt her physically after the surgery. Molly is frustrated. Cody is stressed. Their vacation plans are up in the air. And Alexis is busy fielding marriage proposals from Canadian men on Instagram. She needs to get it together. I swear, her girls need her. But honestly, the biggest reason Alexis cannot leave right now is Danny Morgan. Her literal grandson. I was reading the spoilers for the week of April 13 to April 24, and I'm calling it now. This is going to end badly. Rick Lansing is supposed to have some bad news for Alexis, and she is going to be incredibly alarmed. Why? Because Danny is trying to align himself with Sonny Corinthos' mob. He is trying to bend the rules of justice. Danny is completely fixated on Jen Sidwell as the source of all of Jason's problems, and he wants revenge. Sonny tried to steer Danny down a better path, but Danny is not listening. He's going rogue. Alexis is going to lose her absolute mind when Rick tells her this. Maybe this is the storyline that makes Alexis leave. Maybe she finds out Danny is joining the mob, looks around at Port Charles, realizes everyone is insane, and just packs her bags for Canada. I would honestly respect it. I mean, can you blame her for wanting to leave? The entire town is losing its mind. I was just thinking about Britt Westbourne. Britt is literally having a breakdown in her office at GH, screaming at Lucas Jones because she is so fed up with the cold fusion project and her Huntington's disease. She literally yelled, I won't do it, Lucas. Not anymore. And then she turns around and spills the massive secret to Liesl Obrecht that Jocelyn Jax is in the WSB. What Jocelyn is a spy now. And Liesl is terrified because someone is impersonating Caesar Faze onto her. And Jocelyn is asking questions about Nathan West. It is absolute chaos. And speaking of Jocelyn, she is out here ruining lives. She just walked into Jack Brennan's Metro Court suite and told him that Carly's mystery lover is Valentine Cassadine. She put two and two together after Lucas dropped hints in Carly's kitchen. Now Brennan is alarmed. He's about to make a disturbing discovery, and Valentine is in so much danger. Valentine was literally just in Nina's living room trying to make a deal to delete Brennan's blackmail video. And now his whole secret affair with Carly is blown wide open. Carly is being pressured by Lucas to break up with Brennan, but if she does, her plot with Valentine and Nina falls apart. I am sweating just thinking about all these moving parts. And the hospital itself is a disaster. Jordan Ashford is recovering from her severe car crash, right? Curtis is stepping up for her being all supportive. But then he goes and confronts Isaiah again, and because Isaiah was at Portia's baby exam, the drama... But back to Jordan. She is in her GH room, and some mystery person walks in, and she's livid. She screams, "Get out of my room now." And there's no security to help her because Cyrus Reynolds took all the cameras down years ago. This is the city. Alexis Davis lives in a city with no hospital security mobster grandsons, WSB college students, and cold fusion meltdowns. Honestly, Nancy Lee Grahn is so real for wanting to move to Canada. If I lived in Port Charles, I would have moved to a cabin in the woods 10 years ago. Okay, where was I? Right, so the Instagram post. So far, Nancy Lee Grahn has not made any additional comments about the matter. She just dropped this massive bomb on us and then went silent. The audacity. I am checking her Twitter, her Instagram, everything. Are they going to recast Alexis? Mark my words, if they recast Alexis Davis. I am boycotting. I will riot. You cannot replace Nancy Lee Grahn. She is a powerhouse. She is the only one who can deliver those scathing monologues to Sonny and Julian. She is the only one who can look at Rick Lansing with that perfect mix of disgust and lingering attraction. Wait, speaking of Rick, he's literally having lunch with Ava Jerome at the Metro Court Gardens right now. He tells Ava he has good news that she'll be very happy about, and Ava looks confused. What are they plotting? Did Ava hire Rick to do something behind Sonny's back? Is it about Ethan? Because Rick is already telling Sonny that Ethan might be infiltrating his organization, Rick is so shady, I swear, and Alexis has to deal with him constantly, between Rick plotting with Ava, of Danny trying to be a mobster, and Sidwell running around framing Laura Collins for murder, yeah. Laura is literally proposing an alliance with a drunk Ezra. Boyle to take down Sidwell Alexis is probably just exhausted. I am so dramatic about this. I know, but I can't help it. I've been watching this show for years, and Alexis is my comfort character. Even when she's making terrible decisions, she's my terrible decision maker. The thought of her just not being there, of Nancy just living her best life in Canada while we suffer through the Jen Sidwell drama without her legal expertise, is physically painful. I need someone to confirm what is happening. Is she on a leave of absence? Is it a permanent move? Did she actually quit? Honestly, if she does move to Canada, they should just write it into the show. Have Alexis move to Toronto to open a progressive law firm and take Molly and Christina with her. Just save them all from the Corinthos curse. Let them date nice Canadian men who wear flannel and apologize when they bump into you, instead of men who trap you in basements and run illegal coffee shipments. It would be the healthiest thing a Port Charles resident has ever done. But seriously, I'm going to be a wreck until we get official confirmation. I am keeping my eyes glued to the screen. If you guys hear anything, you have to tell me immediately. I cannot handle this suspense. Nancy, if you're reading this from Canada, we love you, we support you, but please don't leave us alone with Rick Lansing and Jen Sidwell. We won't survive. Okay, I need to go drink some water and calm down because my heart rate is way too high. I will keep you all updated the second I know more. This is wild, absolutely unhinged. I'm done.